Hello, everybody. Welcome to the PEMS Mastermind Summit with my debut class, How to Increase Intimacy and Sexual Sensations Using Cannabis Energy Medicine. I'm here, Lynn Thomas, to show you. I'm the creator of the Canna Essences, and I want to show you the way to create a Canna intimate experience with you and your partner. And you're going to learn the 3 most common mistakes that relationships have and how cannabis energy medicine or CannaIntimate sexual intimacy sessions can be supportive to breaking those 3 major issues in relationships. So, let's get ready to get started for this fun class. Now, this is going to be a class that you don't want to show the kiddos. I have a bunch of different props I'm going to be working with today that will give you the image of how to use the product so that you can go forward and start to use cannabis energy medicine for yourself to increase your own intimacy with you, the all physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, yummy parts of you, and how to connect to your twin flame, your soul partner, the one who completes your heart fire, the one who ignites your heart fire. That's the person that we're going to be working with today, your perfect partner, the one who's here to help you two be the best you can be. And you can do this in your intimacy relationships. So when you get intimate, when you have sex, when you experience connecting your 2 bodies, you'll be able to experience it at a height you've never, ever done before, because cannabis energy medicine reconnects all the parts of you, which means you experience things more fully, more deeply, and more sensually, as well as when you connect the 2 balanced yous together, you and your twin flame partner, you create magical experiences, things that top out above tantric sex. This is the way that you can not only better understand your partner, so you can break one of the major issues of a relationship, the lack of intimacy. Many of the stats I was looking at and the different forums is when you're with somebody for an extended period of time, you start to lose intimacy. You start to lose the deep connection that you get early on in a relationship. Why? You get lazy. You get lazy, life goes on, life gets busy, and you take advantage of your partner. Number 2, you take advantage of your partner. Your partner's always there. They've always been a certain way. Well, in the PEMS world, the PEMS quantum world of growth and expansion, they're never going to be the same way. They're going to always be a different, more expanded person than they were the last time you saw them, especially if you are helping each other grow to be the best yous that you can be. Now, what's the third one? Well, the third one is a lack of communication. Ever heard of the communication breakdown? Yeah, I have. We've all felt it. You've broken relationships over it because you weren't able to communicate in a positive, heart-centered, resourced manner. Are you actually listening to what the person is saying? Because communication goes both receptive and kind of putting outward input as well. So how we can work with those 3 challenges, lack of intimacy, taking your partner for granted, and lack of communication, we can work with these 3 major issues by getting clear on our own shit. Yeah, you're not going to hear me cuss very often on TV, but or even on electronics, but I mean it right there. It's our crap. It's our shadow pack. It's the junk that we don't want to look at. It's the shit that's really hard. It's the stuff that makes you want to run away from your own problems. And this is where we start to lose intimacy and lack communication with our partner because we can't even explain to ourselves what we need because we're not in our freaking bodies. Ha! emotionally about it? Yes, I am. I'm passionate about this topic because I've seen too many people, felt it in my own relationship as well. When I'm out of balance, my relationship is not in balance. It is a reflection of how messed up my system is in this moment. And it's a reflection of our human path. We're here as conscious beings, a collective consciousness reflecting in each other what we dislike about ourselves. So if that person in line or that person driving next to you, or you're somebody talking to you is irritating you, perhaps it's the universe giving you a reflection about yourself, the pieces about yourself, that shadow pack that you don't like. And because you don't like it in yourself, you sure as candy do not like it in another person, right? You don't like it because you see it in that other person and it repulses you because you know that they're causing suffering. And you know inherently that you've been doing the same thing. So it's increasing the suffering because now you're judging another person. This is why flower essences are so helpful, or any type of vibrational remedy. They help you see the junk in your shadow pack. The Canna Essence Red, the month of February. We're the month of devotion, the month of energy, the month of power, of sexual passion. And you can use red Canna Essence to transform your own personal life by starting with yourself. So I'm going to start with a self-sexual session that I suggest you do. So for those of you who are masturbating, and if you don't, you sure as hell should be. You need to be masturbating. Everybody should be masturbating, not in public, but you should be masturbating. We need to get intimate with ourselves. And then it allows you to go to a deeper intimacy level with your partner. If you can go deep with yourself, you can go even deeper with somebody who is your perfect match, your perfect twin flame. So I like to use red Canna Essence. It's one of my absolute favorites of starting to work with my personal center. And I like to use toys. So I would most frequently take a toy. I'm going to use a banana as an example of the toy. And there's a couple of different ways that you can apply the essences. You can apply it directly. So right out of the bottle, putting drops onto the essence, like I'm going to do now. And the best place to start with red is at the tip. It's always good to start red on the tip. And you'll notice, can it get a little bit of focus going? Well, I've dropped a drop, and the drop itself will just stay there. It does that on a normal penis, toy, genitalia. It stays like that until you rub it in. And then you just rub it in a little on the tip. And then you're going to want to go down. If you're using a toy, you can apply it to the vibrator stimulator part of the toy. So, it'd be like right there. Or if you're applying to yourself and you're a male, you would put a drop on your fingers, and then you would come down and apply it to the testicles itself. And then you would apply between the testicles all the way down to the perineum, the place between your testicles and your anus. So it's the soft spot in between there. That's where you would go ahead and apply the red essence. Some people's bodies like it applied directly from the bottle. Other people are going to need to dilute the essence. They're going to need to put it in something else. And my favorite medium for women, oh, so yummy. And applying it to your sexual partner is so good when you use warm or hot water. Not too hot. You don't want to burn the skin unless that's your thing. And then it's going to help increase your sensuality and your sexual activity, right? But you just take this essence, you take non-essence water, just warm water in here, and you put 1 drop of the essence in there. You could put up to 3 if you want. A lot of couples like to work with the number 3. In my CannaIntimates test subjects, the ones who've tested out some of my theories and given me feedback from other couples, has told me that this is one of their favorite ways to apply it. So then you have your essence water. Then you will want to go ahead and take a cotton ball. You'll take the cotton ball, you'll dip it in there, and you'll squeeze out the excess. You don't want a whole bunch of liquid going all over the place. It makes for a messy time, but you still want it liquid enough that you're able to apply the essence to the parts of the body that you want to apply it to. So for self play, this is your dildo, your toy, you can also apply it to the entire length of the dildo. This would also be, if you're a male and you're working with your own penis, you would just be applying it along these areas, making sure to get between the testicles, around the testicles, on the top, all the way around. And on males, I really like to have them apply it to their whole base of their genitalia, like the whole pelvic area there. It's over the bladder, up to the pelvic, right up to the hip bone, right before you hit the bladder. So it's a really great place to apply it. So, okay. Then for toy, you just would insert as normal and play around how it works for your system. But this will enhance your sensations of normal play with the red canna essence, which are very powerful, deep, resilient. They're replenishing and grounding and energizing all at the same time. And they connect you to deep parts of yourself, the deep heart core space. There's this space in your heart, like right in the very middle, deep in the middle, that has this little cylinder that runs from the top of your head all the way down energetically through your body, through your heart, down to your feet, and connects you to the earth. This is the power that you are connecting to. So that would be dildo play or penis play. Would start with just applying it to the body and then going as normal. Men, they like to start with the liquid and then usually apply some sort of other liniment or lotion, emulsifying lubrication that is not going to cause chafing, right? Now I want to go to the next one, because my favorite part of the Canna essences when you're using red for self-sexual play, especially for women, after you've already used your toy, your dildo, you've already been masturbating, it's to get even more intimate with yourself, because most women by this point have already had 5, 10, maybe 20 different orgasms that they're now spent in a way and very, very lubricated. So now that you're super lubricated, I want you to use your fingers. And I like to take my fingers and apply the essences to the tips of my fingers. And then I also like to use this solution as well. So I'll take a warm red solution and my cotton pad, and I'll apply the cotton pad around my lips, around the vaginal opening, right? All the way along the vaginal opening. And if you're very wet, this is going to take a little bit of your own personal lubrication away, but it's also going to add a whole nother sensation level. So if your lips are large and engorged, which they should be if you've had a whole bunch of lovely orgasms, you're now ready to go to the next level, and you have to reset your body. And this, in a way, stops the excessive blood flow that's going to the area, which numbs out your sensations. And by doing that, you can have your partner apply around the vaginal opening, very similarly to self-play. So any questions out there? It takes about a minute or two for questions to come in live on my side. So I will just keep talking until I see those start to come in, but feel free to put them in the comments section. All right. So why do we get intimate with ourselves? Why do we masturbate, and why should every single person be masturbating in a proper location, right? You're not going to be masturbating on the bus. That's not cool. And go do it in a private location. But if you're at home and you have created a safe, sacred, yummy, sensual space, And you've already done this with yourself and reconnected your physical, emotional, mental, spiritual bodies through your own multi orgasmic sexual self session. It's now time for you to do the same with your partner and heighten it 10 times fold. If you thought self sexual sessions were good and intimacy was yummy with Canna Essence Self Play, you will find a whole nother level of yummy when you start to use the Canna Intimates, the Canna Essences, in a Canna Intimate way, right? Are you going to use this with your partner? And why does this help break the three challenges in every relationship? Lack of intimacy, taking your partner for granted, and lack of communication. Well, if you're getting intimate with yourself and then getting intimate with your partner, which extends your foreplay, it's going to require you to communicate a little bit more. It's also going to give you the opportunity to communicate a heck of a lot more because you are connected to yourself. You know what you need. You can describe that to your partner and then you can get exactly what you need. How many times have you actually asked your partner to do the things you really wish your partner would be doing? There's so many women and men I've talked to who do not communicate their sexual needs. Now, I probably was super bossy early on in my relationship with my husband and any other partners I ever had because I knew what I wanted. I liked sex, and I sure as heck wanted to make sure I got my orgasms and that my partner did too. So that was delicious, and it increased intimacy, which increased communication, and it made me not take advantage of my partner. How can you take advantage of your partner when you're communicating, receiving what you're communicating, which is increasing your intimacy, increasing your trust and love for this person, and deepening your personal soul connections? You know, in American culture, we do not talk about sex. Pulled the banana out and I rubbed some essence all over it, talking about masturbating is probably a big faux pas. And I might have, irritated a couple of people. Well, you know what? I'm sorry. Get over it and go masturbate because you need to get connected to your body. And part of masturbating does that. Without masturbation, you don't know what you like. Especially if your sex sessions only last a couple of minutes. This is how you can extend not only your your sexual longevity, but your relationship as well. So let me share with you, now that I went off on my tangent, how to actually use the essences with your partner. I mentioned it a little bit with the banana earlier, and how a male would apply the essence to his own genitals and then masturbate as normal, usually applying some sort of lotion or something, a lubricant. Well, we would do something very, very similarly. And I like to have the other partner apply the essences to the other person's body. So the woman, the person who would be applying to the penis would be the other person. So whoever that is, I don't really care. Do what you want to do in bed and have fun doing it, as long as you're not in public, right? You're not. Yeah. Oh, and two consenting adults. Yes, always two consenting adults over the age of 18, right? But what you just do with your partner is, I usually help my partner get get prepared, right? And I want the same thing as well. So to do that, you can choose your mode of pleasuring, whether you're using your hands, your mouth, or some other part of your body. And the only thing that you would do different that will enhance your sensuality and your intimacy is to apply the essences. And I want you to use hot, warm water. And you're going to want to get nice, big, jumbo cotton balls, the soft ones. And you'll dip it in the water, squeezing it out like we did last time. Not too much squeezing out. Notice how much liquid can still come out of that if I squeeze really hard. I want it to be kind of wet, but not too wet that I'm going to goo all over myself, right? Like if I stick it on my face, I don't want it to do this. I don't want it to drip all over my body. So I'd squeeze out more of it and then I'd stick it on my system and it doesn't drip all over my body. That's the perfect amount of liquid. Then you take your partner, who's usually not hard yet, and you apply the essence to their body. And you can apply it using the same methods we did before. I like to apply from the tip all the way down to the testicles and do it all the way around the penis. And then I'll come down between the testicles, rubbing down to the perineum. And then I'll usually take the essence and you can put a drop on your tongue, and then you can go in and orally pleasure your partner. And this way, you're not only connecting to yourself, you're giving yourself the essence, and you're pleasuring your partner. But usually, we start with me. And the way that that starts is I'm laying down, and my partner has the prepared solution with 1 drop of the essence in the water, hot, warm water, and the cotton pad. And I'm not wet yet, right? And my partner goes in and applies the essence around the lips, around the vaginal opening. And then you apply to the nipples. You apply to the front of the neck. And then you apply to the spine, running from the back of the neck all the way down through your crack. And you don't want to go all the way into your anus. You want to go just above it. So it goes all the way down your sacrum and ends at your tailbone. That's where you're trying to go. Red Canna Essence, powerful, energizing, grounding, and nourishing, connecting you to your source, and then you and your partner connecting. So once you've had yourself sexual play, you can then start to apply the essences anywhere you want. It's best to apply them to the breasts, the vaginal opening, the front of the neck, and the back of the spine because it activates all of a woman's pleasure centers. It makes you feel sensual. It makes you feel things deeper and at a much more tastier level. And if you're a woman who has a hard time climaxing because of shit in your mind, because you cannot turn your mind off, right? You're a woman who cannot turn her mind off. What woman cannot turn her mind off? Or perhaps you have your own triggers in your sensuality, in your own intimacy. Maybe your love life hasn't been the way you wanted it to be in your head. And perhaps maybe you haven't communicated what you specifically need to hit your orgasm to your partner. This now gives you the opportunity to tell your partner to apply Red Canna Essence anywhere you want them to, wherever you want it. And then what's even better is to go forward and use more colors. I love using the 7 chakra colors. Talk about connecting to your twin flame, like the craziest sexual experience you'll ever freaking have. It is a blow out of your body experience. I've never experienced anything like that in my entire life. Having the essences applied to my chakra zones during lovemaking, and then applying them to my partner's body all at the same time. Well, then we're connecting our two bodies that have just had this amazing transformation experience, chakra transformation experience. We connect our two bodies and they experience a transformation unlike anything we've had before. It was and it repeats over and over again. You just keep going past the last time it was this height. Now you just keep going more, because intimacy gets deeper the more you communicate, the less you take your partner for granted, and the more you increase your intimacy by doing very by getting together more frequently. If you are not having sex frequently or as much as you want to, that is part of your lack of intimacy, and it's part of your lack of communication as well, which is how the Canna Essences can help you communicate that to your partner. And you would just keep going using the orange Canna Essence, which gets applied directly to the sacral zones and the back as well. You'd apply the yellow, then you would apply the green to the body, you'd then apply the blue, then all the way up to purple, indigo, and then finally you would be applying the violet. And you do it on both sides of the body. And then you apply the essences anywhere else the body wants them to go. And you do this by telling your partner where you want the essences. And your mind is going to tell you, your body is going to tell you. All of a sudden, you're going to have this weird sensation like, can you put red essence on my toe? I desperately want red on my toe. And then you get it on your toe and you have this amazing experience of sensing your foot and your leg and your whole hip and the rest of your body more than you have any other time you can remember. It's an exploding transformational experience when you get intimate with yourself, and when you use intention to get intimate with yourself. So have I inspired you to go get intimate or go get in bed with your partner and have some yummy connection time? I hope I have. All right. Well, those were the little tidbits I had to share for this particular video. I wanted you to really think about how to play with yourself using masturbation techniques and the Canna Essences and what I call the cotton ball application method. This is one of the most sensual application methods. It feels like a ton is all over your body. So if your partner is using one in each hand and their ton, you will feel like you have 3 tons all over your body. And they increase your sensations to increase. They increase your sensations just boom out of the water. And I can't really explain it any more than that. You have to experience them to really understand the benefits and feel the benefits in your own system. But I hope if you'll take nothing else from this mini class, that you'll at least take the time to remember the 3 biggest challenges in every relationship and a couple of ways that you can help transform that. Number 1, lack of intimacy. Well, get intimate. Get intimate with yourself and get intimate with your partner, and do it frequently. Number 2, taking advantage of your partner. Stop doing that and stop taking advantage of yourself as well and your relationship, and start to transform what you have and be grateful for it every single day. Mindfulness techniques transform the world, and they transform your mind and your perception of the world around you, which means it's literally transforming your world. So if you don't have the best sex life, you don't have the right partner, maybe you don't even have a partner and you desperately want a partner, start to communicate your needs out to the rest of the world. And use these techniques to start to connect to yourself. And remember, be an adult and use sex appropriately with consenting adults and not in public. Go someplace private and enjoy a safe, sacred, intimate space that you've created just for you and your partner, and that leaves you no ceiling to meet. So go get intimate this Valentine's Day. Get intimate with yourself. Go touch yourself and notice all the sensations that you have been missing all this time in your haste to get through the act. Extend it. Make your act longer, more beneficial, more delicious, and watch how it'll change your relationship. I guarantee you, if you start to work with the essences and communicate your needs to your partner, you will increase your sex life. You'll increase your intimacy. You'll increase your partnership, and you will connect your twin flame and soar to the next height and continue to every single time you join. Now go change the world by changing yourself and raising your vibration. I love you guys. Have a beautiful day. Bye.